Right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Huddle. Today is Friday, July 15th, and we are excited and we are blessed that you're here. Thank you for opening your calendar and moving things around to start the day, your Friday, powerfully. Now, I got a question for one of my favorite human beings on the planet, Tara. Tara, I got a question for you, Tara.
I'm all ears.
Why couldn't the guy be a full-time fisherman?
You got me.
The net income wasn't enough.
Oh, well done. Well done.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Daily Huddle family. Thank you for being here. Welcome to your Daily Huddle. Today we have a phenomenal conversation to take on. And the conversation, the question that gives context for today's conversation is, what's love got to do with it in business? What's love got to do with it in business? And we have a phenomenal human being to talk about this. So before we get started, let's get us all anchored and ready for the opportunity of being today here. Tara, let's keep going. Let's keep the momentum with you, Tara. Two questions for you. Where are you and what time is it?
Oh, I am right here, nowhere else, where the time is now, the most important time that there is.
I am here and it is now. Powerful things to reinvent oneself. Sorrel.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Good to see you, Sorrel.
It's great to be with you and be with everybody.
I got two questions for you.
Fire away, brother.
One thing you're grateful for, and how are you?
I am grateful for legs.
Mm.
You know, there was this couple of weeks in my life where I thought maybe I wouldn't have legs. And it gave me a profound appreciation for my legs. I'm grateful for them. They carried me for 4 miles this morning. How about that?
How about that? You're insane.
You know, and I'm grateful for that. And I am the way I say I am, Gio. I am health personified.
Today you say you are health personified. I love it. Thank you, Sorrel. And Tracy, one question for you. Last question for you, Tracy. Who are you going to hug today?
Who am I going to hug today? I'm giving all of you a virtual hug right now.
Virtual hugs, virtual hugs. I love virtual hugs. All right, very good. So thank you all. Thank you for anchoring us in the opportunity of today's conversation. And we have today our one and only, thank you for coming back, Jessie Torres. I'm going to just give you a little bit of a sense of Jessie, just a little bit of her life. And it really is only a tip of the iceberg of the opportunity that her life has been. So Jessie has helped over thousands high-performing people from all walks of life end stress, purposelessness, and family, and finally have fulfillment with over 19 years of massive research in human development, certification in heart intelligence, emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and shamanic teachings, plus 15 years experience as an executive in corporate arena. Jessie helps clients gain freedom from constant self-doubt and judgment, annihilate the pain and turn it into a purpose and passion so they can live with unshakable joy and fulfillment. They're present with their families and they hit their goals effortlessly because they love their life and they love the challenge of the next level. I love that, loving the challenge of the next level. Jessie, thank you for being here. Just to get the context again in front of us, what does love's got to do with it in business? You know, as an entrepreneur myself, I have been shaped in some degree, conditioned, Jessie, to put away, suspend, bracket, put in parentheses, just put on the side, whatever I think love is, and then put on my hat on performer, warrior, creative. And every time, in some degree before I met you, Jessie, every time love was, a context of suffering or emotions of suffering or of doubt, or I never looked at love for the opportunity of business and growth. I looked at strength and just force, power, but not love. How give us some context. Where does this love come with it, and how did you turn love into power, if you will?
Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And yeah, it's my favorite topic. So I'm thrilled to be able to say, like you, I didn't put love and business together because love was constantly the thing that I was told, was a nice thing to have, but it doesn't pay the bills. So I didn't know what to do with myself from that context. But now I really see that if we are not, one, starting with ourselves, number one, loving ourselves enough to know that we're showing up and we're ready to deliver a service, we can't give what we don't own. So I would say, number one, we start with ourselves. I love that you do, the questions and what we're grateful for. I think those are super important because we don't take time to anchor those things. And then if we don't love our clients, we're not going to have any. If we don't love our team, they will not be connected to our mission. And if we don't love our family and friends, they will leave us. So my question back is, tell me that it's not about love, really? Like, all of it is around loving our clients. What are we? What is our service? What is our level of giving to the world? This is a human game. Everything is about relationships, right? Everything that we have, everything that we purchased or bought, it was built on a camaraderie, a relationship, even with the checkout person, right? So we have to pay attention to bringing love into every aspect of what we do because, well, wealth follows service. So if we see from a service mindset and we fall in love with the people that we're wanting to bring our services to, it's a whole different mindset. I think that it opens up for creativity. It opens up for innovation. It opens up for really wanting to deliver what the clients need and want.
Yeah, you said two things that I don't know if this is the direction you like to explore, but just they kind of hit me, right? And you said what I heard was business is a human game. Mm-hmm. It's about relationships. It's about building relationship with others, right? So what I'm getting from that is taking away the aspect of love in this game of, human game. It leaves something empty, if you will. It leaves a hole. And the other thing you said that I really kind of hit me also is wealth follows service. And so there is, Jessie, there's this world of love with, I would assert that most of us associate with mother to child, father to child, family. There's this love aspect, which is very messy, Jessie. It was just people get into loving relationships and it becomes chaos, right? Mm-hmm. Most relationships are very chaotic, and most relationships, and then there is the love that you're pointing to, the love of service. Could you expand a little bit more on the difference and how to connect to that, tune into that love that is about service? Or I don't know if this is the direction you like to go, but it's kind of what I'm hearing in what you're creating.
No, this is great, actually. And it's interesting that you brought chaos in with relationship and love. What that really is polarity, right? If it was bliss always, honestly, we'd pick a fight just to freaking have variety. It's just part of the human need, right? It's like we don't know light without knowing dark. So when there is, and relationships also trigger us in our woundedness or our hurt feelings. And so they can test us in a lot of ways, which is really quite beautiful if you see it as a challenge of your own expansion. Right? So it's just the polarity of life. Everything has its ebbs and flows. Even in business, if you are someone that hates challenges, well, you might want to hang up your business hat, because that's literally just part of it as well. But if we start to see challenges as a muscle building opportunity, then we're not fighting with it. If we see through the lenses of love, I always ask, what would love do in this moment? Because sometimes we get triggered and sometimes we might not feel loving. And so with that question, I kind of guide myself back to my congruent nature, which, by the way, love is innate in us. It's really who we are in our core. We all want acceptance. We all want to belong, and we all want to feel loved. And so it is who we are. So imagine if you saw through the lenses of love in your clients, and then they get the satisfaction of whatever you're delivering, the joy that it brings in your heart, that universal law of reciprocity, it's a win-win. You feel love at the desire of serving somebody. They receive the service. They are happy. They give you accolades. They give you testimonials. You get to reflect back. You get to see the reflection back to you of your service. You're lit up. And now it's just a beautiful, beautiful way to help affect change in the world with whatever you do. Whatever service I don't care if you're building widgets for the freaking airplanes that we all fly in. Thank God. God bless you for that. It's like, if we embed love in everything we do, I think that we can shift our world. And the other thing you said, I wanted to mention that in regards to us, when we fall in love with our clients, or when we fall in love with our team and we actually care about them, it awakens our human spirit, our sense of humanity, our sense of humility, our sense of care and giving. It is what we love doing. We just forget when we get into business and we start to make it transactional. And now it becomes a grind, and it becomes a I have to versus I get to. And when it does, we start losing our sense of self. And now we're a little bit more short-tempered. We're a little bit more about the bottom line, which, by the way, I love the bottom line. But again, if wealth follows service and you need to affect a change in your bottom line, then get realigned to the purpose and the reason that you are in business to serve anyway. Like, what is your outcome for the client? What is it you're hoping to have them have? If you're selling furniture, then you want them to have a beautiful experience in their living room. If you're selling a home, you want to bring them safety for their family in a beautiful community that provides shelter. When you start to see through these lenses, it's a whole different mindset. It is no longer transactional. The buyer has evolved. Nobody wants to be sold to.
It's so true. Nobody wants to be sold to, and all of us want to buy something. Don't we all want to buy something? One of the things that I wanted to ask you, Jess, that was coming up as you were sharing, the love service, there's this aspect that's being triggered within me, and like you say, it awakens my humanity, if you will. It awakens the spirit of my humanity, a particular power that is not usually there for business. So I really like in the direction that this conversation is pointing to. Now, I wanted to ask you in this context as well, Jessie, love in its naked form, if you will, for me, I associate it with attachment. So I have this view, maybe, or what's coming up for me, Jessie, is that I'm serving you, right? Or I'm serving a client. And so this conversation is lighting up this possibility of falling in love with what they do and with their results. And then, love comes with attachment. Like, now I'm attached to them. And now if they leave, now I'm really hurt, or if they get upset, then I'm like super hurt, oh my gosh, they don't want to do business, but I love them more. Or maybe who I wasn't enough for what they were looking for. Now they're kind of disappointed of the expectations, and because I have love, now it's like this big failure on my part. How would you balance love, attachment, results? How do you balance that game?
Such a great question. And it's interesting you say that love comes with attachment. Interesting how we think, right? Is that true? What I would say to this is that you don't know their contract with God. You don't know, like sometimes when we do, let's see, a sales call, right? We have that conversation and then you do everything and you give them your best and you showed up for them fully, and then they don't enroll with you. We start to own that it's something we did wrong, or it's something we didn't say, or we screwed it up. And oh my God, they really needed my help. I just didn't do it right.
Or Jessie, they do work with you and then it didn't pay their results that they wanted to.
Right. But again, everything is a co-creation. Everything is a co-creation, right? You can have somebody that wants to lose weight and you give them the winning recipe. You stand by them. And I actually had a client like this. She was 400 pounds. We got her down to 267, but she was still sneaking the peanut butter that she confessed to me later on. And what ended up happening is she started to run triathlons, and she was the 267-pound triathlete. And she got so much love and attention for that. She had zero incentive to go any further. And so again, was it wrong? Was my coaching off? Was the recipe wrong? She lost almost 200 pounds, but she hit a tipping point of her own mindset and her own inner turmoil that she pumped the brakes. And then she was doing things that I had no awareness of, nor I can't hide in her kitchen. You know what I mean? So it's always a co-creation. We have to realize that we can be the best of the best of what we can deliver. But no matter what, again, it's a human game. And there has to be a level of co-creation. I'm going to show up fully. When people say, I want a guarantee, or I want, proof that this is going to work, I say, you know what? There is no guarantee in life except death and taxes, as we say, right? But what I can guarantee is that I will show up for you 100%. The question is, will you? And if you do, you will get the results you came here to get. Now, ultimately, if they don't, I'm going to check myself. Did I do everything I promised? Did I deliver? Did I show up? And did they? And then we're going to have a conversation. And I have to release them in love, because I don't know their contract with God. Maybe they're meant to continue to suffer. And I checked on that beautiful lady years later, and she had gained more weight back, and her knees gave out, and she was actually in one of those little scooters. Broke my heart. But I have to trust that she is making choices that I have no control over. So it's a great question, because you can check yourself to make sure that you're showing up fully, but don't take ownership of other people's, it's their responsibility. If you're a physical trainer and you want to help somebody gain muscle, but you lift the weight the whole time, and they walk away going, well, I didn't build any muscle. Well, you're just like, well, you never lifted the weight. I did, because I wanted to prove that it works, right? It's just like, it's not going to work. We have to let them lift the muscle and pull their own weight. And if they don't, it's not on us that they didn't build the muscle.
I got it. So much more to explore. I love this conversation. Now I want to open it up for everyone. I don't know, Sorel, if there's anything you want to chip in, or go ahead, Sorel.
Yeah, I have a question, Jessie. We started this whole thing with, what's love got to do with it in business? And the more I listen to you, the more I'm thinking, oh my God, yeah. How do I generate love in business? See, my relationship with my family members, my wife, my mother, there's that which is almost automatically there as a physical, visceral, emotional connection, like oxytocin or dopamine flowing through my veins, that gives me the sensation of love.
Mm-hmm.
Is it necessary to actually generate that kind of sensation when it comes to love in business? And if so, how do you generate it?
So it's a great question. It's an interesting question, the way you posed it. Is it necessary? What I would ask back is, why wouldn't you? So is it like necessary? I believe it is the greatest pathway to success and results. And it just feels good, right? So it's like I have these five reasons, okay? Number one, you have to be in alignment. You have to be congruent. Think about yourself and the self-love you give yourself, and you setting yourself up for success, your daily rituals, what you have to do for self-care, self-love. And if you want to serve your clients, you want to exemplify that which you speak. Number two, falling in love with the souls you serve. How do you do that? I just close my eyes and bring them into my heart space. You talk about dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. I love that. That's the brain function, but the heart space is the expansion of our frequency, that beat. That if it's measurable, you can actually see when you are in love versus when you are worried or stressed, or when you're frustrated, or when you're in a rush in your heart. It's just a different heartbeat. When you think about that, it's a frequency you're emitting. So in the morning, if you take a moment to stop and think about the beautiful souls that you're serving, these are human beings. This is someone's dad. This is someone's brother. This is someone's sister or mom. Like, they are human beings. If you fall in love with them and bring them into your heart space, it just feels so good. It's like, I love the question, whose life is going to be better because of me today? You know, and in my group, there's so many beautiful stories, and Tracy's one of them. She's here today. Just sharing every day whose life will be better because of me today. It's just all of a sudden, I am excited to go to work. I am excited to connect with my clients. I can't wait to offer them a service. I'm creative. What else do they need? What else do they want? I start coming up with ideas. Number three is going to be to fall in love with your team. Write down, like when we host events, it's literally right down to the person who's bringing in the boxes and the listing, like everybody's role matters. And so I love them all and I appreciate them. So everything is in cohesion, right? Number four is serve, don't sell. And I think that might be a topic for another conversation. But start to show up in service with what you're delivering versus selling something. It's a whole different mindset shift. And then the last thing is make sure that when you are in this whole love vibration, that you are able now to leave the office, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or actually physically, and go home and love your family. With this complete circle of love, it's just a constant vehicle. And now it's just a practice. It's who we are innately. It's just time to unveil it. We get too pragmatic and in our brains, and we get into the doing of life versus the being of life. Does that answer your question?
Oh, it more than answers the question, Jessie. And I'm left with this statement. What's love got to do with it in business? The answer I'm starting to formulate now, and not that the question needs an answer, is love in business is a state of being that I generate and get to generate over and over. So literally falling in love with my clients, falling in love with my team has nothing to do with them. It has all to do with me. I generate that, I bring that to the party. Thank you.
And you know what? What's beautiful is you're going to get it times 10.
Yeah.
Because when you bring that, it's just, again, it's innate. Even like as I'm watching you speak and you're thinking, I see like a twinkle in your eyes, like there's a grin on your face. Like, we can't help it. We want to love. We just forget it because society's been knocking that out of us. You know, love doesn't pay the bills. Just like I call BS on that. It's not true. Love is, what's love got to do with it? Everything, everything. Because we light up at the desire to serve another. And when you do, they give it back to you in gratitude. They give it back to you in testimonials. They give it back to you and yes, sign me up for whatever it is you've got, because you're bringing so much juiciness. I don't know even what it is, but I'm signing up because I want some of that.
Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you, Sorrel.
Got it.
And if you have any other question or comment, go ahead and raise your hand. I love to include everybody's thinking, right, and comments. While anybody else raises their hand, Jessie, I I want to share with you what I'm present in the where you're coming from, Jessie. There's this power that you're coming from where you're just really comfortable in your own purpose, in your own alignment, in your own skin. Sorrel is also generating a lot of love, and I'm thinking, wow, this is uncomfortable. So much love, and so I'm thinking that perhaps this kind of awakening, right, this kind of power to generate for business requires healing your past, because like some of us have they broke up with us, they cheated with our best friend, our parents beat us up, the love triggers a lot of, oh goodness, I don't want love. There's so much unfulfilled expectations around love. And then here I am with this loving group of people. It's like, oh my gosh, no, I can't be with it. I need to go into the transactional world. Let me just go to transaction, because there's so much I haven't healed yet about love. It's just, I was kind of present to that, and it doesn't quite resonate with me necessarily. And a little bit, I was like, wow, there's so much love here. And then I thought, I wonder what's incomplete from me. Why is it love too much? Anyway, any thoughts on that, Jessie?
My goodness, it's such a great thing. I love it, you, Gio. You bring a very, very important point about our world and our society. You're 100% right. We are so afraid to feel. And so in the context of you saying like, it's uncomfortable because I've been hurt before, I've been scorned before, we start to build heart armor around our heart. We're like protected. Don't make me feel, don't make me open up and be vulnerable. I'm exposing my belly. I'm going to get hurt again. But here's the thing. It's like, yes, we've been hurt, but there's also been a lot of beauty. We just don't remember those pieces because the pain feels so loud. The pain feels so big that we forget the beautiful moments, right? And what is that saying that says, better to love than not love at all? You know what I mean? That's so important, to those moments of tenderness. We need it. So you're 100% right. It is a vulnerable space. However, when you get to the other side of it, it is so magnetic. It is so electric. It's so fun. And life becomes limitless, and it becomes passionate, and it becomes enjoyable versus a grind. And I believe that when we start to adopt that it has to be a grind and it has to be hard and we better toughen up and, don't bring that love stuff, we got to get stuff done, we harden ourselves. And now you can feel it in our world where we're doing this versus opening our arms, like Tracy giving us a virtual hug. Like, why are we not walking around feeling and loving on each other more so that it isn't uncomfortable, so that we recognize that love is still winning? We don't have to adopt to the fear. I get that it's present. I get you've been hurt, but love is still worth it.
Wow, what a journey this call has been. What a journey inside, in the context of creating results and outside. Wow. And one of the things that I'm present, Jessie, is this mature love, like adult way of loving, not the young way where I say I'm going to do something and I don't show up, and like, it's love, like, I love you, I just need to go hang out somewhere else. No, it's like really adult way of loving something, and that's what's being triggered over here, an opportunity to upgrade maybe what I have been looking at, the way I have been looking at love, this opportunity of upgrading it.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned, if I could just speak on that really quickly. I love the blend of both. Adult love, from my perspective, feels like it means, responsible love, open love, but I love the love of a child. You ever see a child at a playground? Like, they're not going, oh, I wonder if they're gonna like me. Oh, I wonder, they're just like, hi, you wanna play? You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, they're playing. They don't have all the stigma that we put on ourselves. So what if it was childlike love, playful love, connected love? It's just because I see you, you're a fellow human being. I love you. I'm going to serve you. I'm going to show up for you. Let's play. You know what I mean? And bring that. And the adult love, I think, is a way of perspective of looking at love with the lenses of service. How could I love on you with the service I have to deliver? I promise you, your business results will skyrocket because creativity opens up when our heartbeat is expanding and in coherence with our brain.
You're a wealth of wisdom, knowledge, and love. Jessie, I wish that we had more time. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you, Sorrel. Thank you, Pimi. Welcome, Pimi. Thank you for to the family. Tracy, thank you to be here in the family. Beth, welcome to the family, and all of you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We are the Daily Huddle, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time every day for conversations to start your day powerfully, give you a context for the rest of your life. Jessie, any last words?
Oof. Again, I'll circle back to if you don't love your clients, you won't have any. If you don't love your team, they won't be connected to your mission. And if you don't love your family and friends, they will leave you. So tell me it's not about love. Love transcends all dimensions. We fight for it, we die for it, we kill for it. So we might want to pay attention to it.
You're a force of nature, Jessie. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you all for being here. And as always, we want to leave you with our 7 tenets to have a great body, have a great skin, have a great business. And the first one is love. Love always, love the ones that you have an opinion about, love those you agree with, love those you disagree with, love everyone, love.
Look at everybody smiling, like it's just like this is who we are innately. Let's enjoy our business through the lenses of love.
The second one, yes, the second one is laugh. Laugh out loud, stress your cheek. It will help with your wrinkles, you know. Third one is eat more plant-based. Get closer to the trees, hug the trees, eat the trees. Stress less. There's only one life. This is it. This is all there is. Might as well stress less. Sleep. Sleep at least 7 hours. Sleep. And as always, always move. Move every day. Every day. At least 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon. Love is energy. Life is energy. Move. And don't forget to give. Give everything you got. Give your love. Give your resentment. Give your jealousy away. Give all you got. Pay yourself first and then keep giving. Keep giving and giving. Thank you all for being part of the family. It has been a phenomenal conversation, Jessie. We're going to continue this conversation in the later episodes. Have a great, phenomenal weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.